And we welcome you to our Action Zone Wrestling Studios here in Mapuna. Welcome to AZW in the Zone. Felipe Ojastro here, and we are getting set for March to Madness, March 12th at the Tiger Muay Thai Gym. But this show's a little bit of a different format. We cover everything pro wrestling from every organization, WWE, WCW, ECW, whatever your favorite organization is, you can bet that we're going to talk about right here on this Wrestling Roundtable in the Zone. I'm joined by three guys very familiar with the Hawaii pro wrestling scene. To my left, a current one half of the AZW Tag Team Champions. He is Bobby the Lightning Bolt. To my right, very well-known superstar here, a young up-and-comer actually in the AZW scene. He is Mark Anarchy.
Yeah, we're inside the zone!
And on the end over here, former AZW heavyweight champion and a two-time AZW Tag Team champion, he is Sabaki.
Hello, folks.
All right, guys, we talk everything wrestling on this show, so let's get it rolling here. Some of your favorite wrestlers when you were growing up and trying to influence you to become a pro wrestler here in Hawaii. Let's start off with you, Sabaki.
Well, I pretty much like Japanese wrestlers. I don't know why. I guess it's the funny mask, funny costumes, but I like the non-stop action, less talking. I mean, I couldn't really understand them anyway. But it's like a mix. You got power wrestling, you got striking, you got technical. I mean, they could do everything. From Ultimo Dragon, Akira Hokuto, and then there's the indie scene, which pretty much brought me into wrestling. Guys like Mike Quackenbush, Reckless Youth, Chris Daniels. Again, it was just less talking and just more action.
What kind of wrestlers influenced you and you molded your craft inside the ring after?
Probably just a mix again of Michinoku Pro. I mean, growing up that was my favorite. Taka Michinoku, Great Sasuke, Spell Delfin. Just a lot kick-based, some technical stuff. Again, I try to do a little bit of everything, even though I'm only like about $140 Asian, so I can't do that much.
All right. How about you, Mark?
My favorite wrestlers growing up were Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior because they were like 6'6", 280 pounds, larger-than-life characters. And later on, I saw their talent. You gotta look at look at their talent. Talking about like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Okay.
Because you look at Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. I mean, at 5 years old, you think that was like, oh, that's awesome.
Right.
You look at Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, they had a better match than Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior.
How heartbroken were you when you saw that Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior match at WrestleMania?
No, actually.
Were you torn between?
No, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, this is the best match ever, man. Clotheslines.
Did you sound like that when you were little?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sabaki, Bobby the Lightning Bolt over here. Who were your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Well, growing up, I loved everybody, but then if I had to narrow it down to one person, it had to be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, just his charisma and stuff and his talent. I mean, as a kid, I didn't know what is technical, what is all this crap, I just knew who was good and who was junk. And all I remember was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat stuck out, other than, like the Warriors and like the Demolition and all that stuff. So, yeah. That's about it for the 80s.
Was it more of his wrestling technique in the ring, or like the entrance with the fire and the big costume with the wings?
The total package. Like I said, when I was young, I didn't know much. I just this Asian guy just comes in and beats the crap out of Big John Studd. And of course, Big John Studd was like unstoppable back then. And see this little guy just like beating the crap out of him. That was pretty awesome to me.
So we have a lot of faces here, face being a good guy considered in pro wrestling. So now let's talk about your favorite heels in pro wrestling, because there have been a whole plethora in many different organizations that really stand out. How about for you, Sabaki?
Well, I guess again, back to the good old days. You got guys like Vader, Bruiser Brody, I mean, like everybody was just like afraid of them, going through the crowd. Everybody was afraid of them. Referees, I'm sure even the other wrestlers,
Now you play different roles. I mean, heel and babyface and whatnot.
Both ways.
What makes a good heel?
Actually, I mean, just again, almost on everything, it's the crowd interaction. Again, just beating on the guy. I mean, every heel beats on the guy. You gotta know when to break the rules, so you just gotta be smarter.
Now you're one of the well-known heels here, Mark Anarchy. Man, if anyone can rile up a crowd, it's you with your attire and the energy that you bring to the ring. So who are some of the heels that you looked up to when you were watching wrestling?
Growing up, it had to be like Owen Hart when Bret Hart backstabbed him.
Okay.
Because Owen Hart could have helped Bret Hart, but Bret Hart kicked his leg out his leg. Was it Owen Hart kicked his leg out? I don't know. Either way, Owen Hart was one of my
Came with the
favorites.
Royal Rumble back in '94. Yeah, I was Owen on Bret. Yeah. That was the only one for Owen Hart. I mean, you're very flashy when you come out there.
That's
so.
like from the game. Now it's like CM Punk and Chris Jericho, especially Chris Jericho. I put it up there.
How about you?
Well, growing up, I was never a smart mark. I just loved the good guys and hated the bad guys. So if to put it down, who I hated the most, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Bottom line. But now, I have more appreciation, more knowledge of, heels and baby faces. So it has really evolved from what I grew up with. So, like I said, CM Punk, the Nexus, and all that stuff. Those are heels that I like.
We talk a lot about pro wrestling here, obviously, on In the Zone, and the generations of wrestling and how it's evolved over the last actually several decades or so. The heels have sort of become faces of sorts. I mean, you look at guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, do you guys see that trend kind of happening here as wrestling goes forward?
No.
Really?
Yeah, that was back in the 90s when Stone Cold was Stone Cold. The babyface era died during that era.
So, I mean, do you think it will ever come back to a strictly clear-cut and dry babyface and heel? So you look at a guy like Randy Orton, who started off as a heel, and now he's becoming that heel-face type of character now here in WWE.
Actually, I don't like...
You're not a fan of Randy Orton either?
Oh, from 2002 to 2006, not this Viper, hear voices in my head. I don't like that. I like the Legend Killer spit in the face and beat up old dudes. Randy Orton.
Now, obviously, you guys within the organization have wrestled hundreds and hundreds of matches. Who are some of your favorite opponents in your career? We'll start off with you.
I'd have to say Jet Okuma.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we were tag teams. When I first started off in AZW, we were like, these two green masked guys put together, but we had such great chemistry. And then all of a sudden, he turns his back on me, and we just knew each other's moves left and right. So I have to say that he pushed me to the limit. So that would be my best opponent in AZW.
For you, what is Jet Okuma like out of the ring?
Out of the ring, he's like my little brother, like actually a freaking older son that you just want to kick around.
You don't kick around your older son, do you?
I kind of do.
Okay, great. That's terrific. We don't promote that here in the zone. Sabaki, you've wrestled again hundreds and hundreds of matches, Jeff Cobb and whatnot. Who has been your favorite opponent in the ring?
Well, outside of AZW, I mean, hands down, it's Takumi Chinoku. I mean, about like 1 year into my career, I got to face somebody that I idolized. I mean, that's something I'll just never forget. In like a sellout crowd of 100 people at the Blaisdell Center, it was just crazy. I'll never forget that.
How long have you been in the pro wrestling scene?
I think 6 or 7 years. I'm not really sure. I think I debuted somewhere around the end of 2003.
Okay, I thought you meant 203. I was like, wow, that's hell of a while to wrestle, buddy.
Back then it was me, Jesus, and Don Lee.
Oh, very nice. And they were counting down. The referees were counting in Roman numerals, right? I. Mark Anarchy, how about you?
I can't really say, I can't narrow that down to one. It's like, I can't, for example, I like Taco Bell, but I don't eat Taco Bell every day. There's like numerous of wrestlers, but some I like wrestling Bobby Bull back in YNI. That's one of my favorite matches. Sabaki at last year's March to Madness.
10 times straight.
Yeah, like I wrestled Sabaki like 1,000 times. And Jeff Cobb at YNI too, when a dog came inside.
Oh,
freaking dog.
Anything goes 5. That was back in November. Guys, when you look at your previous opponents, I mean, obviously you mentioned good chemistry having them. Have there been wrestlers, not necessarily in AZW, but in other organizations that you participated in that you just couldn't stand, that you just couldn't work with?
You had to go there, huh?
Well, we're in the zone here.
Okay. 2 people I freaking hate. One is some energy drink by the name of Ricky Thunder.
Oh.
And 2, you know who you are, Dennis.
What was it about those 2 guys?
Well, you come in. I come into this sports entertainment, like you call it. Come into train. I'm trying to be like, I want to learn, and these guys are being freaking cocky. They think they're better than you, and just because you've been in the business longer doesn't mean outside life you're better than them.
Right.
That's all I have to say. They kind of were cocky. I mean, I'm cocky too, but you know me. I won't be freaking cocky unless you're freaking. That's all I have to say about that.
How about you, Sabaki?
You should have started with me. I mean, honestly, I think I'm probably like the most well-loved wrestler in Hawaii. Everybody loves me.
Yeah, you're most humble too, apparently.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I have no problem with anybody. The only thing working with, one thing you don't want to do is cheap heat. Once you tie up with them, it's over. Good night.
Now, who's GP for the people who don't know?
He's some Mexican dude.
Okay. How about you, Mark?
I hate everybody.
Oh
I
my
hate you
God.
too.
I've only been here for a couple months, and you're always dogging on me.
You're a carbon copy of Nolan Hong. Hi, I'm Nolan Hong. No, but I'm Felipe. But, no, I mean, there might be some a-holes in the business. As long as I can do a match with them. I don't care how they are. In the ring, they can go jump off a bridge and slice the wrist for all I care.
Well, the vibe here seems to be very negative all of a sudden. Jeez, I mean, I thought we were having a good time, and then one question.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying it.
All right. Seriously. All right. Now you touched upon your first day in training and how guys certainly didn't initiate you the way that you would like to. But in AZW, what was the first day of training like for you?
Pretty laid back compared to what I started with. Just everybody being themselves. No freaking a-holes pretty much except one. But you just be yourself. Go in there. Be fake. Everything will be fine, and you get along with everybody, mostly.
How about you, Sabaki?
Coming into AZW,
Yeah.
actually the vibe was, it was almost like nobody really wanted to train with me. I don't know what it is. Nobody wanted to practice. I don't know if it was just coming from HCW. I don't know if I was just an outsider, or maybe even I don't know if it was just a skill set, or maybe even level. I just don't know. But I mean, everybody in AZW, I mean, it's cool. We can be honest. We can talk about whoever we can drop names like some people. And I have no problem with Ricky Thunder.
My first day in training. Well, this is so bad.
How long ago was that? For first of all,
I can't remember.
Really?
I was
Okay.
like, no. I'm actually started with the company
okay.
2005
All right.
till present day. Yeah, I mean, it was a cool experience. Then you got Bobby Bolt's friend telling me how much he wrestled, how many years he does this and that move.
that?
I don't know. That's Bobby Bolt's friend.
Does he have scoliosis? What's
I don't know what scoliosis is.
Okay.
I'm from Farrington.
It's curvature of the spine. Anyway. But okay, well, when we talk about training in general, and many people at home, they think wrestling is fake or scripted, whatever choice of words that you have. What is training like as you prepare for events for AZW? What does it consist of?
Endurance, stamina, toughness.
I mean, like, what kind of exercises, what kind of
Oh.
training do you guys actually do inside the ring to prepare for matches?
Pretty much get your ass kicked, get slammed around on the mat. When I first started.
It's just like being thrown around. You do a lot of rolls. You do a lot of things to protect yourself. I mean, because you're gonna fall one way or another. You just gotta. It's almost like judo. You get thrown, you land. You just gotta know how to go with it. You get punched in the face. You just gotta know how to roll with it. I mean, we kind of beat our ass every training session. And again, to people who think that it's fake, I mean, you can just feel free to try it. I'm sure you won't last very long.
We're preparing for a match, pretty much going into this void where you just forget everything, and then once your music hits, just go and have fun.
Is it all adrenaline for you guys when you hear your entrance music and you go through the curtain and you see the fans and you head into the ring?
More than just my music, it's more of hearing the fans, just like, even when it's not even your turn, it's like the previous match, they're just popping and stuff. So once you get out there, just let the magic happen.
Yeah. I like coming out to the crowd. Because I'm like, I think the only person on the AZW roster that runs out.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when you run out, is it because you're mimicking kind of Ultimate or like
Yeah,
tribute
that's
to
my,
Ultimate Warrior?
yeah. And somewhat Delirious. I wrestled Delirious. Name drop from Ring of Honor.
Okay, right on. Who was the biggest name wrestler that you guys wrestled? I know you mentioned Taka Michinoku. How about for you? Would be Delirious?
No, Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb.
I'm ready to kick his ass and never see him again.
How about you?
Shingo Takagi from Dragon Gate, that was
Okay.
pretty, and also Doi and Yoshino from Dragon Gate.
Now, there's also lives outside of the wrestling ring, girlfriends and children and whatnot. How have your families been taking the fact that you guys are part-time wrestlers?
My mom said, "Oh, that stuff is fake," but when she sees the stuff on TV, what the heck are you doing? You're stupid, falling on a table. But in Filipino, but I can't really say it because I was born and raised in the US of A.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're very cool with it and they're very supportive about it?
No. Well, some of my cousins are, but not my mom. Mom hates it. My dad hates it. My mom gave. I was like 12 years old. My mom gave me a Hulk Hogan magazine. And my dad, dad hates me. I hate my dad. He ripped that Hulk Hogan and threw it in
Oh no.
the toilet bowl and flushed it down.
Oh no.
And that's what made me become a wrestler, because he hated wrestling. I love pro wrestling, so that made me but build it up more to becoming a wrestler.
So that's what keeps you going?
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, my wife doesn't really care about wrestling, so
Really?
yeah. And then
Oh.
my kids, they love it, so pretty much doing it for them now.
Is there worries with the wife at home about you possibly getting injured and whatnot?
No, because she knows I'm not sloppy.
You know you're not sloppy?
Yeah.
Okay. That almost sounds dirty. Sabaki, how about you?
Well, most of my friends hate wrestling. That's why you never see anybody out there. I look out there in the audience, I don't see anybody I know. But as far as like my parents, my grandma, she speaks Okinawan. I have no idea what she's saying. So I mean, as far as support, I don't have much support in the way of wrestling.
Now, I mean, I bring this up because, you know, obviously as a wrestler or as an athlete, you know, you suffer all these injuries. What's the worst injuries that you guys have suffered in the ring?
Tailbone injury.
How?
Landed on my ass from the top rope.
From the top, well, you missed a leg drop?
Something like that. I don't even remember.
Wow.
I just feel the pain. I can't even drive in traffic as good as before.
Were you an expert driving in traffic?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
15 miles every day.
How about you, Mark?
Jumping outside the ring from the top rope onto a chair.
Well, there are multiple chairs, right?
No,
Or just one chair?
One chair.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, a fake chair. Fake chair.
No, I mean, what kind of injuries did you suffer, though?
I hyperextended my knee, so
Oh, jeez.
say this is my knee. I went,
Oh, man. Do you still feel the injury as you wrestle and continue in the ring?
no, this is like 6 months ago.
Sabaki?
I've had numerous shoulder dislocations, and actually my favorite is the concussion. I mean, you can never, never go home unsatisfied with a concussion. I once did a missile dropkick and got a concussion from hitting Mark Anarchy in the chest.
Well, how long ago was this?
This is last year. He got me on my chest, but still, I won the match.
Oh, my
He
gosh.
doing a finishing move on me.
It was like hitting Superman.
Wow, how was that? Okay, never do that again for once.
Okay.
All right, just
Sorry, I apologize.
that's okay. All right, okay. So we talk about these injuries. Have you guys injured anyone else?
Yeah, and I was okay. There was a hardcore match just like when it first started between me and the Rage. It was all through our fault. It was me, Rage, and Rocco. Rocco had the chair from this far from doing a Van Terminator.
Okay.
I tried to tell Rocco move the chair closer. I can't. Bonk.
Oh, jeez.
But at the end of the match, I still had to put Rage to a table. And Rage comes to me, "Hey, my god's broken." Oh, sorry, dude. Go to the table anyway.
Oh my goodness. Have you guys have any of you two injured anyone with intent? Was that with intent?
Yeah,
by the way?
I mean, Sabaki, come on, this guy beat me like 1,000 times. Except for that one time, he tried to do his dropkick on my chest, but he
Oh,
falls
yeah.
and cracks his head open.
But that's just Sabaki beating Sabaki.
Yeah, that's what they all say when they lose against Mark Anarchy.
How about you both?
Well, I dropped on someone's leg during practice. That's most about it. Kind of felt bad.
So how important is it for you to kind of go through with your other wrestlers about what you're going to discuss in the ring to prevent these kind of injuries? I mean, how well does the chemistry have to be in the ring between you and whoever you're facing?
It has to be good
Okay.
in order to have a good match. Because if you go in there with somebody that, I don't know, like, doesn't know anything.
Well, okay. Let me put it. Are there certain moves that your opponent may want to do on you that you're just going to say absolutely not?
Like the Rage, he wants to powerbomb me off the top rope onto the ground. And when he powerbombed me, he fell
On the
backwards.
on the canvas or on the floor?
Oh, yeah, on the canvas.
Okay.
The Rage is a strong guy. He even said so himself.
But he wasn't strong when he powerbombed me and fell down backwards. Somehow that's my fault.
It's all leg strength.
As far as chemistry, I mean, I think when you would train with certain people, you have that, it's automatic. You might not know what you're doing, but I mean, everybody makes it work, and you can see it in the product, in the matches. I mean, there are times it's just you're just doing what you're doing, and it just looks like you practiced it 100 times, and which you don't. So I mean, again, training is like the biggest thing, and chemistry. I don't even know if I answered the question.
So we're coming up to... No, that was fine, Sabaki. You're doing well. So March to Madness coming up March 12th at the Tiger Muay Thai Gym over in IA. Do not forget, Tuesday nights, AZW on Olelo at 9 p.m. And if you want to check out previous episodes, check out olelo.org for all the previous episodes of Action Zone Wrestling. So for Sabaki, Mark Anarchy, and Bobby the Lightning Bolt, Felipe Ojastro, we say good night from our studios here in Mapuna Puna. Thanks for watching us in the zone.
Vintage.